The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan.
Shall we play a game?
Welcome to another episode of Nude Clan Gaming.
Yeah!
I am your host, Caleb Schweiss.
I'm your other host, Joseph DeGollier.
I'm Caleb Craig.
And this is Cameron.
And today, we're going to be talking about guilty pleasures in video games. The games that everyone hates that you love. Or that you know are bad, but you enjoy anyway.
But first, some plugs, Schweiss. You can go to facebook.com/Nude Clan Podcast. It's Nude, spelled N-E-W-D there. You can go to twitch.tv/Nude Clan Gaming, see us play the games live. And if you want to email us, nudeclanpodcast@gmail.com, and our website, nudeclan.net. You can also tweet me at Joseph DeGollier.
Me at Obsidian Bar.
Me at Nude Clan Cam.
Me at UFF Podcast.
Before you king, bow your shits.
Fuck you. I would like to say about the Twitter thing and you having more Twitter followers than me.
I do.
Which is so fucking strange since, you know, I host a podcast that has
I do too.
many much more downloads than this podcast.
Many much more.
But then,
You've
to be
also had
fair,
yours longer than me.
That's true. Mine is longer than yours.
I made mine at the start of this podcast.
I mean, to be fair, Caleb has the Ultima account and you don't. So technically, they're your followers too, aren't they?
Sort of, yeah, I guess. Maybe. Should I count them?
I mean, you are part of Ultima.
It's for your own personal account.
Can I ask you, is it
But then Caleb
because
has
you're
zero followers
tweeting the popular hashtags on the side? Because I see you do that
I
sometimes.
have started to do that.
Okay.
I'm just trying to
see. You're farming
That's-
Twitter followers.
Yeah, I want more
you
people.
Motherfucker.
I want more people.
That's
what I want.
Clickbaiting, Caleb.
Not even-
clickbaiting.
Not even stuff that's gaming related.
Masturbating.
No, I have been doing stuff that's gaming related.
Oh,
I've been
okay,
talking to listeners and stuff, but I have been doing like the popular hashtags.
Speaking of
Just for funsies.
speaking of gaming, what
Oh.
have you been playing, Caleb Craig?
Just more Overwatch.
More Overwatch.
And I did play some Fallout 4 because
Ooh, you got the season pass, didn't you?
I did get the season pass.
Did you
so
like
I've been-
the frame drops in the new area?
I did, yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
I know.
It looks
You
like
guys
shit.
talking about Far Harbor?
They
Yeah.
actually just
because
fixed
God
that.
rays. It's
Okay.
because of all the fog and the sun coming
think.
through, making those God rays. It's just beautiful.
No, dude, there's no sunlight
The X-Bone doesn't
at
do
all.
it, though.
There's none.
No, there's this through the thick fog, and there is sun because there's light, and then you see it.
Only
the
in, like,
shadows
two
cast to the
places.
trees. Yeah.
Cameron, what have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing Rocksmith and Doom.
Doom. Okay, do we know if Dylan's been playing Doom? Dylan
Doomsmith?
I think he has.
Doom.
Okay, that's
He's
good.
prepared for it.
That's good.
Okay, I mean, so far, I mean, you could reasonably finish the whole game in a day, but I've been taking it in pieces, so
You've been taking okay. I remember Doom being extremely difficult when I was like 14.
well,
Are
exactly.
you playing it on easy?
No, I'm playing on Hurt Me
Very
Plenty.
easy?
So I'm playing on the average difficulty. So it's Hurt Me Plenty.
I see how you work.
Yeah, the campaign is like 4 hours
I mean,
long for that.
This ain't no speed run, but that's later maybe if I actually memorize the levels, because I'm taking it like I do any other game. I'm just letting the game show me the way itself. But you
Show
know,
me the way.
But with Doom, that can be quite infuriating because there's nothing that shows you the way. Oh, this wall is actually a door. Thank you. I needed to know that.
How many levels are there in the original Doom?
Okay, so there's 3 different chapters, and each chapter has several levels in it. I think it's like I sing the map in my head. I think it's like around 8, I think. But I don't quote me on that. I have to make sure I will know more or have more ready for you by the review.
I read something like the other day that was like the original creator of Doom has just like been adding levels to the original Doom. So there's like 34 levels.
That's
or something.
very interesting.
Is he going to release it as like a
I think
Doom
it was on.
map
I think
pack?
it was on Steam.
Wow.
Just
Nice.
like the Doom.
That is not the version I'm playing.
So much more than a Doom.
Schweiss, what have you been playing?
Well, I pumped a decent amount of hours into Final Fantasy X-2. I'm trying to burn through that. There's a lot left to do. I've got a lot of side quests. I've got last mission after I finish the game, and other than that, I've been doing my Rocksmith challenge. I logged in for like 6 days in a row now, and I'm probably over my hours because when I'm just playing songs, the last few days I haven't been doing the lessons because I've just been really getting into trying to figure out some of the chords on like the Ramones song and then like doing other songs that I'm really into.
For me, I'm trying to balance my time between lessons and techniques that I know will help me in songs as they get difficult.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. But
Have you both decided to do Hangar 18, or are we going backcountry?
I want to buy the Megadeth map pack or the song pack. It's only like $8.
We'll talk about that.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
But yeah, I've just been really into doing that. So I'm above the challenge, but I'm not really.
Has your guitar skills improved?
Oh yeah, definitely they've improved.
Yeah, they've improved. I've seen him play, and he's improved.
Good.
Yeah,
It's still I can't hit much outside of the first string. Like the second string, I'm okay.
See, that's why you have to go to the Guitarcade, because there's this mode there. I can't remember. There's a couple of different games that teach you how to quickly switch between strings, and I've been really hammering that so I could train my brain to know when I need to go down to another string and where it is, so I don't just like fumble it as I'm trying to get a note.
Right, and then one thing Joe's brought up is the difficulty of Rocksmith versus playing the real guitar. You can't really look at your hands, which makes it a bitch. Like I have to look at my hands.
So
I'm like,
no,
okay.
I've totally noticed that
And then
when I'm
look
trying to
back.
play Painted Black and they have a couple of chords thrown at me now. If I'm watching the screen, I can't do it. But if I know the part, I look away and play it, I can do it.
Well, the whole point is that, like, yeah, good guitarists don't look at their hands. I'm a bad guitarist.
But they have it memorized.
Look at my
though.
hands.
They have it memorized. I mean, if
Sure,
there's
they
a
wrote
point
the
where I have
thing,
it
so-
memorized, then maybe I don't have to look at my hands. But right now, I need to fucking look at my hands, or else I don't know what I'm doing.
No, have you ever seen like a video where someone's like sweep picking like crazy and they're
Yeah.
looking at the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just know the fretboard. It's muscle memory of where everything is on the fretboard. And Rocksmith is teaching you that. Now, the frustrating thing I've had about Rocksmith is that my television, being a plasma as it is, of course, the video and the sound aren't always synced up, and my
Right.
sound is not synced up coming from the guitar. It's synced up just fine for movies, but for the game, it's a pain in the ass. So I'm seriously considering buying a soundboard
Yeah, the
that'll
home
go
theater
from
system and do an optical cable from the console to the.
That's what I think I'm going to have to do, because the
that's gonna be
delay
the truest,
is killing
the
me.
truest quality right there.
The
is,
delay is fucking terrible.
So
on my
isn't
TV.
that why you bought it on? Weren't you having problems with the PC? No, your computer
my
was
computer
breaking.
kept crashing while
That's
I was
right.
playing it on the PC, and so I got it on the PS4, and now there's a sound delay. So no matter what, I am cursed in my Rocksmith journey.
Yeah.
I also played 10-2 this week, Schweiss, and I beat the fucking game.
Nice.
I'm the only one here who beat a game this week, and that means Caleb Craig is still ahead.
Yeah.
With 13 games. Schweiss is at 11 games. I am now at 9 games, and Karen is still at 5.
Nice.
I'm gonna sneak in 2 by next week, Craig.
yeah?
Be prepared for that.
All right, Schweiss, we got a question for this week.
All right, so this week's question for Nude Clan is brought to us by Batman on the forums.
Batman.
Batman. The topic is time travel question. If you could go back in time and experience a game for the first time all over again, what would you choose and why?
Oh, shit.
He would replay Ocarina of Time again. The first images of Kokiri Forest were amazing, and the moment you stepped foot onto Hyrule Field was magical. This was revolutionary and is still considered one of the best games of all time.
I'm kind of still in the camp that probably we're going to pick whatever our favorite games are.
Yeah, and
That's
that was
what someone said below. I think that's what Cloud said. He's like, so basically, what's your favorite game?
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily
I
true.
am thinking now, there was a beautiful time, first time I played Halo 1.
Yeah.
And we were playing around on the Blood Gulch map, and we got tired of shooting at each other. It was just the two of us playing the game, right? Me and my friend. And we started doing tricks with the ghosts. And we would drive up the tank up against the fort, and then we'd go as fast as we could on the ghosts, and then we'd do flips and shit. And it was just great. That kind of shit was awesome. Although I would like to play that game again. I would like to play Final Fantasy X for the first time again. I think that's a wonderful game. I'm not sure. Well, if we're going back in time, are we also going back in time to the same age, or are we just going back in time?
It kind of says
playing a game for the first time again. So the first experience.
We've erased our memory of a game.
Yeah, and then experiencing it for the first time again.
Re-experience with your current knowledge.
God, it's hard. I host a Final Fantasy podcast. It's going to end up being a Final Fantasy game. It's got to be like FF6 or FF10 or probably not FF7 though. Because I think I played it at the right time. If I were playing FF7 now, I don't know how I would feel about the game.
Yeah.
With the Popeye and all that other shit.
Yeah, I still don't care about any of that.
I don't really care about it, but I don't know how I would feel about it right now playing it. I'd be like, oh, this game looks like shit. Instead of just when I was just a couple years ago, honestly, just being like the game that I can't get a hold of because the PlayStation Network hadn't had it yet, and it's a super rare game, and it was a pain in the ass to get a hold of. And so there was an excitement there, but right now it'd be like, oh, FF7, I haven't played that yet. That would be the attitude towards it. So it'd be a little different, I think. Craig, what about you?
I think I have a couple of them. I really enjoyed the first time that I played Skyrim. That was a good experience, opening that game, and then because I loved freaking Fallout 3 and Oblivion so much, and then starting Skyrim, I was just like, what the shit, man, this looks so amazing. And I loved it. And then the other one I think would probably be Valkyrie Profile. First time I played that game, I was really impressed. I had played other RPGs, and then the way that this game had everything set up, I really enjoyed.
Cameron?
Well, of course, for me, Fallout 3 for the first time would be amazing. I would love to play that again for the first time. And then just rediscovering and trying to find your dad. Who's Liam Neeson, so that's cool. Otherwise...
What about Liberty Prime?
Nah. So Caleb...
What?
Yeah, Liberty Prime was awesome.
Not seeing Liberty Prime for the first time again?
No, fighting my first Deathclaw for the first time. That'd be awesome.
Liberty Prime is
But then anyways, Caleb... Remember that ATV game we would play that we could just
MX versus ATV?
Yeah,
sand rail wrestling?
Sand rail wrestling, and then flying our little biplanes into the Tower of Invincibleness. Just reliving the childish glee of that game would be fun.
Yeah, I enjoy that game. We should play that game again.
Yeah, we totally should.
I'm thinking possibly those games with big twists in it, and what I'm specifically thinking of is BioShock.
Yeah.
BioShock. Yeah.
BioShock. Schweiss, what are you thinking?
Yeah, something like that is you can never experience it the same way again because it's got a plot twist. For me, I would say, I'd probably say Metal Gear Solid 3 for the same reason as BioShock. Because there's a huge plot twist at the end, especially if you played the first one before that. It's crazy. The other one that comes to mind, I think FF10 would be a fun one. And, oh man, I'm going to go on a really, really deep pull here and do Rising Zan, Samurai Gunman.
Oh, yeah?
What the
Rising
fuck
Zan?
It's like an action slasher game on PS1. And it's awesome. I thought it was so shitty at first.
I remember watching Caleb play that, and I was like, "This game is really odd."
Yeah, it's so fucking strange. But I wish I could go back and experience it again and really go for it because it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, there's some fucking awesome shit that game.
I still have it, but it's so scratched up. I don't even think it plays. But I'd play that again and try to just keep going with it.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'd like to add that you could legitimately play a game that you haven't played in years and years, and it's almost like you played it for the first time again.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I installed DOSBox on my PC a few months ago, and I was like, I'm gonna go find a copy of Warcraft Orcs and Humans, and it was just like, what is this? I remember all the sounds, and I remember how the game looked, but I did not remember how the game played.
I remember how it plays, and I remember how, like, when your guys die, they just become a pool of blood.
Well, yeah, they slowly fade.
Yeah, with, like, the skeleton. I love that.
I remember
It's
that
awesome. It just, like, disintegrate.
Dude, I miss that stuff. God, we'll see if Warcraft won the week's thing, but
That would be sweet.
That would be sweet. I would like to play Warcraft again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So, if is there any game that a whole bunch of other people have experienced and you never have?
Skyrim.
Skyrim?
Yeah.
I even bought Skyrim for him, and he hasn't played it yet.
I've seen it being played enough that I know how it plays, though. I know the
yeah,
game.
it's basically like
It's Oblivion.
fucking Oblivion.
Just, you can hide in front of somebody if your sneak level's good enough, and they still can't see you. You just kind of like crouch,
It's fucking ridiculous.
and they can't find you. It just looks like an awesome version.
Man,
of
I
that
have
game.
some good stories of just crouching in the shadows and then just being
Sniping people with the bow.
inches away, and they can't see you. It's amazing.
I'm kind of in the same Skyrim camp. Something I'm always jealous of is people who play Zelda and are decent at it.
Yeah.
You can't
That
do Zeldas?
first Zelda is a shit, dude.
Dude, play Link to the Past.
Link to the Past is supposed to be even harder.
No.
And I tried playing like some
Link to
shit
the Past
from Dylan,
is
and it
the
was
best
rough.
version of Zelda.
It's the best version of that first Zelda.
No, of any Zelda.
I would like to experience Twilight Princess. I thought that
Twilight Princess is
that
fun.
game looks mesmerizing from the outside, and I just have never popped it in.
It's
Never.
fun. You should do it.
I should, huh?
Have you played Ocarina of Time? That's a good one, too.
A few hours of Ocarina of Time, yeah.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah, it's fun.
Water Temple is an asshole, but other than that, it's a fun game.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never played StarCraft 2 or StarCraft or
Really?
StarCraft.
I've never played Star Fox.
Really?
Star
You've
Fox.
never played Star Fox?
I've never played Star
Oh,
Fox,
those are
and that's a
fun,
massive
man.
one.
Those are good. I love Star Fox.
Yeah.
I've never got to experience E.T.
Yeah. Didn't they find like a hidden trove of those
Yeah, we
things?
talked
Yeah,
about
we
that
talked
before,
about
yeah.
Okay, that was a while ago, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember reading that online, and I was like, "Oh my god!" They're like, "Fuck this, man. We have to bury this now."
I wonder if somebody just has those and is like giving them away.
That's quite possible.
Yeah, it's like they're just getting out there slowly, seeing more and more copies of it.
You know, while we got a little bit of extra time here, I would like to say that we have been playing around today with the idea of doing a retail game
Store?
shop, so
Yeah.
like a used game shop.
Yeah, this is something Caleb and I have wanted to do for a really long time, but
Yeah.
obviously there's no money for it. It's,
So if anybody, I mean, one option is that we work and also work at the game shop, and
right.
you know, hopefully we can get by. The other option is if any of you listeners out there have like $100,000,
Yeah, and just want to give it to us so that we can do this.
and would like to invest in a surefire retail store, you just let us know.
We have good
We will-
plans for that money.
We will take your
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
We will abuse it.
No,
No.
never,
Whoa.
never.
we take our viewers' investments very seriously.
Yeah.
Speaking of Patreon, no, I'm just kidding.
No.
There's none for that for this show yet.
Unfortunately, no. Schweiss, shall we move on and talk about our guilty pleasures?
Yeah.
Ooh. So Cameron just reminded me that I skipped over him. Cameron, what are some games that you have not had the opportunity of playing for the first time?
Well, anything Square Enix has done.
How fucking dare you?
Nothing.
You know
nothing
that
from
this
them.
network has a Final Fantasy podcast, the greatest Final Fantasy podcast on the face of the planet.
The ultimate even.
UltimaFinalFantasy.com.
of which I download every month. Yeah.
Yeah, you download it every month.
But do you listen to it?
thank you.
No.
Oh, you're such a cock. You're skewing our numbers.
Yeah,
I
dare
keep
you.
meaning to listen to it, but I'm like, I hear these guys talk all the time anyway.
There are some people who listen to all of our shows. They exist.
I know.
Those are good people.
But see, I am not
best.
going to sit on my high horse and say I'll never play a Final Fantasy. I'm just going to say I never have.
So, can we talk about what stopped you from playing a Final Fantasy? Besides,
Just never had access
all of us
to it,
praising Final Fantasy.
just never had access
constantly.
to it / interest in it, because I'll tell you, my experience with Final Fantasy is going to Caleb's house, sitting in his basement and watching him play games as per usual, and watching him play Final Fantasy was always the most boring game to watch him play.
Well, no game is fun to watch someone play. I don't think it's even fun to watch someone play like
no.
a
So,
shooter or a fighting game.
Caleb was Twitch TV before Twitch TV, so there you
Yeah.
go.
See,
Like Twitch owes me money.
now, despite us streaming on Twitch, I always felt like Twitch was something just to like hang out with the listeners for. Just watching video games on Twitch is just weird to me.
Yeah.
That's what people do it for.
I think the conversation is better.
They like to watch it. They like to watch it with other people and then talk to them about it. Yeah, the conversation's a part of it, but just getting a feel for the game and watching someone else play.
Yeah, but watching it without the conversation, just people do it, dude. The people do it. I have the fuck
Like
idea
lurkers,
why.
is that what you're saying?
Yeah, lurkers.
Well, some people just do it to have background noise. So, like, if they're listeners of the show, if I happen to be on while they're at work, they just throw it on and they hear the game playing and then something happening to interrupt the daily
And then
flow.
you're like, fuck!
yeah,
Is that what?
yeah, that happens all the time. But,
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
I don't know. I jump on there while I'm at work myself, and I find other people streaming Final Fantasy. I usually point them to our channel. I'm like, hey, I'll be streaming 10-2 later. You should
How
come
about
hang out.
Ultima Final Fantasy?
Yeah, I saw
do you
this
think?
poor bastard, man. He was playing 10, and he was on Evray, and I don't think you can leave that area. You are stuck at Evray, aren't you?
Yeah, you are.
He can't
I remember
do it,
that.
dude. He died like 3 times, an hour and 15 minutes
So
in
I'm
each.
telling you, Everett is the final boss.
I think there is a place on the ship you can level up.
Okay, maybe I need to tell him. I think there might be.
I think it's on the deck or something. Because you get Evray through the window. You don't get him on the deck. I think. I could
no,
be.
I think you have to go to
You
the
go
top
on
of
the
ship.
deck. Yeah, you go up top.
Well, fuck.
He's got.
I think that's it, man.
He's like 20
That's one of the
hours
reasons
in,
I got
so-
stuck there is because I could not do anything about it.
He's like 23 hours in, so he should be able to beat him, but he can't.
That's kind of bad game design if they have a spot where you can't
Yeah.
grind.
Why do you think I hated Everett so much?
Yeah, no,
He
this
was
guy.
the final
it's-
boss, man.
This guy.
I felt so bad for him. I was like, fuck, dude. He didn't even have haste for. No, he didn't have slow for Titus. So he's screwed.
Titus.
Yeah.
The
Titties.
good titties. Okay, so what's our thing here, Schweiss?
Our thing here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the question that started the good bad games was Skull Haiti. Basically said you have a game that's terrible, but you like to play it anyway, or a game that's among your favorites that was rated as subpar. We got one response on there, playing FF1, or no, 2 now. It's considered with 8 to be the black sheep. They enjoy the battle system, blah, blah, blah. FF2, I would say, might be one that Joe and I both share as a guilty pleasure. I think it's better than the first one just because it has a story.
There's so many people that hate the idea that the second one's better than the first one, but I really do think that the story
It's only slightly better overall.
so much better.
It's the gameplay is so not as good that it almost makes up. But for me, I think one of the big ones that I just adore is probably Resident Evil Outbreak.
Doors.
I play this game like
adores it.
every Halloween. I love it. The loading times are atrocious. I mean, we're talking opening a door up takes 5 or 6 seconds to get into the next room.
So, but it's not loading screen for the loading screen for yet another loading screen.
No, it's not Destiny. But when Destiny loads, it loads a big area. When
That's
Outbreak loads, it loads a room. And if I were playing online back in the day, you had like an online 3-player thing, which is amazing. Just the sound of it is like, oh yeah, online Resident Evil, hit me up. You know, it's old school style. So you have puzzles, you have items that you need to grab, teamwork. But if someone goes down in another room,
You got teamwork.
Teamwork is old school.
yeah, it is. If someone gets downed, you have this little infection meter starts kicking in, and when you fall down to the ground, it like starts going really, really fast. Mm-hmm. And online, the load times were even longer. So like someone would go down in the room next to you, you'd open up the door, and you'd have to wait like 10 seconds to get in there to pick them up, and they might be dead by then. Like. It was bad.
That is bad.
So I would definitely say Outbreak and Outbreak File 2 are up there for me. I really enjoy them. I know they're clunky. I know they're broken. And the dialogue that the characters spit out every like half a second gets really old, amazingly fast, but I still really love it. I mean, I'd play those all the time.
Kiss my ass, bitch!
And yeah, stuff like that, they just say. They just say
Just
stuff.
say it.
Yeah. It's really weird, but yeah, that's one of the ones that I definitely keep going back to, even though it's like 7 or 6 out of 10. It's
How would you
hard to
feel
support.
if it got put on the PS4 for the one of the remakes with trophies?
I would blow my wad that second. That's how I'd feel. I'd play the shit out of that.
Especially if it had online too. Like, what would you do?
I would play the fuck out of it is what I would do, and I would have everybody join me.
Yeah,
Yeah, if they brought trophies,
that would
and
be.
online,
You would fuck the play out of it.
yeah.
It wouldn't be fun anymore.
No.
It would be work.
I will fuck the play out of it. It's
kinda like your
fuck
mom.
the enjoyment.
Kind of like
This
that.
is for trophies only.
Yeah.
This is pure hog.
Is that what a hog sounds like to you, Joe?
Yes. What does a hog sound like to you? I want to hear your hog sound.
I can't do a hog squealing.
But really?
Yeah,
That's too bad.
surprising, isn't it?
What was that, Caleb? He had things to add. We're going to have to start a death metal band here soon.
Yeah.
The squealing pigs.
They just rip off Slayer lyrics while they're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you though, Craig? What you were?
A guilty pleasure for me. Probably Medal of Honor European Assault.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that game is a piece of shit, but I love it so
Dude,
much.
that game was so much fun.
You got me to get it was either you got an extra copy or I got a fucking copy to play with you. Piece of shit game.
Yeah, but you love it, don't
no,
you?
I do
No,
not.
you
I was
do.
like, let's
You
fucking
love
play a
it.
good shooter. Why are we playing this?
Because it's
And then
amazing.
he kicked my fucking ass at that game.
Yeah, Caleb
The
is
controls are like, what the fuck is this?
I am a god at that game only.
not. Do you remember the
Man.
Twitch though?
Yes,
do you
the
remember
fucking
that part?
snap back and forth where you can like look behind cover, but you could do it anywhere. So it's just like snap.
And you can't shoot their fucking legs because they can become invincible for some
Yeah,
reason.
it looks so bad. It's just oh man, it's one of those.
It was a game that was get everyone
matter with
together,
you people?
get everyone together, get everyone hyped up on caffeine. It's just
You know it's bad when you pick up Nightfire and you're like, okay, this is way better because Nightfire is not as awesome as modern shooters either.
Oh, Nightfire is fucking awesome too, though.
Nightfire is playable.
It is.
Can I say that? I had Nightfire. Fucking Medal of Honor European Assault is Jesus Christ, it's bad.
What's funny is Frontline came out before it, and that's very playable. It's fine.
I can think of like one shooter that may be worse, and it's Spec Ops on the PlayStation 1. That shooter is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and European Assault it's just it's a mark above that. So I'll give you that.
Dude,
Not
that
the
game
worst.
is awesome.
It's fucking
Getting the sniper, just like one-shotting with like no aiming, just because
Yeah.
like it's
It's like Doom.
right
It's
where
like,
you're
well,
aiming.
they're in front of you, so they're
yeah. If you can like see them and it looks like it might hit, then it will.
I have to remember this one shooter game I had that was so terribly bad. It was, I think, early Xbox 360. I can't remember which studio, can't remember the game. I know it was like anti-terrorist themed game, and you were on a fire team, but man, the game was shipped half-baked. Like, to the point where it's like, hey, a feature, you can play all of the music on your Xbox as you play this game, because they didn't have any music for it. It was bring your own music to this game type of game.
Well, I guess you could give the music a 10 out of 10 then.
Yeah.
No, but the game was
everything I
seriously-
wanted.
Seriously, the game was unplayable. It was just so
How'd
bad.
they get the license for this good stuff?
Yeah. It's like it's straight off of my hard drive.
Wasn't that the best thing about the first Xbox?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Guilty pleasures for you, Cameron?
All right, so my guilty pleasure game has to be AC for Answer.
Oh, yeah.
That's
AC for answer.
Yeah,
Armored Core.
Armored
Oh,
Core.
okay.
My
For
dentist
Answered.
is named Dr. AC, so it was like AC for answer. Give him a call.
This is the teeth you deserve.
This is the
No, so it's an armored mech game, and it is a lot of fun. I mean, if you think about armored mech games, heavy Japanese or anime influence on it, but it is actually a lot of fun to find parts and design your mech and go play and shoot people with it. It was actually a lot of fun. But
You know how
then-
much that game is on Amazon?
How much?
$100.
Oh my Jesus!
It is worth $100 now,
Yeah.
and you own a copy.
No, I don't.
What happened to the copy that
I have no idea.
I owned a copy then,
I think you did.
and I got it for like
anymore.
$20.
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
No, because it was in storage when I. No.
Yeah, I was looking at it and it was like $100. I was like, jeez.
Why is it that much now?
I don't know, but like I think Armored Core 5 was like 50.
Wow,
Yeah, sick.
dude, why is it so much now?
Probably because it's the best one.
Is it that good, though?
I had a lot of fun playing
I
it.
think
had a
like
lot
the
of fun.
earlier ones are higher rated, like the PS2 ones, but
Oh,
that
okay.
one's like the best one of like the newer versions.
So
Alright,
you
fair.
can design a mech to kind of fit your fight style. You can do something super tanky and super heavy with all these huge weapons on it, but you're so slow. Or you can go the opposite. Get light armor, light weapons, and you're just zooming back and forth, and no one can hit you. And
It's pretty fun.
It was a lot of fun.
That was the game that I like morally corrupted Cam into.
Yeah, making them a
Yeah, they have
destroyer.
like these cradles where like humans live now because like the Earth is like
Okay, so the way the game
uninhabitable.
works, you have to do certain things in order to unlock other pieces of armor, and this was the last thing I had to do to unlock the last piece of something that I wanted. And since the surface of the Earth was basically unlivable because of all the pollution, they built these giant, huge, like
floating cities,
floating
basically.
cities are like a mix between a blimp and a plane, and they're just floating high in the stratosphere. And in order to unlock this last piece of armor, you have to destroy 5 of them. And we're talking like millions of people live on
there
each
were
of
like
these.
billions on each of them.
And so
Sick.
you're committing mass genocide for a fucking piece of armor.
And then Cam, like I told Cam to do it. I was egging him on, and then when he did it, he like felt so bad. He had to like reload his save from before and like wouldn't do it.
No, I did it later, but then the last boss fight that everyone wants to kill you because you're a fucking monster, which is true, I didn't actually finish that last boss fight.
Oh, it's too bad.
What about you, Joe? Do you got any?
Well, here's the thing. A lot of the games that I played as a kid, they were just shit-tastic games. And I played a lot of them. Mostly, I'm trying to like Google this this game that I played that when my dad was working, he was a recruiter for the National Guard for the last 2 years. He was in the Army. Mm-hmm. And they had a computer game, like a strategy computer game for the National Guard, and I cannot find this fucking thing anywhere online. I played, there were like 6 levels, and they got increasingly harder, and you had to like save civilians. Sometimes there'd be enemy fire and stuff like that, and you had to like build up your barracks and all this other shit. It was a strategy game that was like selling you on the National Guard.
Nice.
And
That reminds me of the Army website where they have a whole bunch of crappy Flash games to get you interested.
it reminds me of the Chex Mix Doom game.
it was
That's what
fucking
reminds me of.
awesome.
Chex
is what it
Quest?
was.
Dude, the Chex
Yeah.
Mix. So
There's
I
like
can't
4
remember
of those.
what cereal gave me this, but I had a CD-ROM for the game of Clue, and it was amazing.
I remember that too.
I have.
I
that.
did play that.
Nice.
And then the
I
best
also have a
part
Monopoly.
is you can make a computer
Yeah.
control every character. And you can sit there and watch as the computer fights
That's
itself
fucking
off.
weird. So did this inspire as much loyalty as Chex Quest? would
No,
have.
Chex Quest is superior.
You never played this? This is Joe's
Chex-
sick.
Chex-
I would
Quest?
also like to say that
did
a
play
computer
Chex Quest.
game
Talking the
came
Gard game.
with my dog's dog food,
Oh, wow.
Purina dog food thing, and it was a video game where your dog you controlled the dog and you had to do a bunch of like tricks and shit with the dog. And also on the disc were training videos for dogs, but I just wanted the games. Dude, I was on that shit a lot. Another guilty pleasure. When Jurassic Park 3 came out, there was a couple PC games. There was one where you like scanned your barcodes and it would give you dinosaurs that you could fight each other with. And another one was called Dino Defender. Ooh. And it was this platformy puzzle Jurassic Park 3 computer game. And Timo still has it, and it's fucking awesome, and I almost want to do a review on it just because it's like bizarre.
Bizarre.
Lots of video games based on movies.
Do you remember those games like in the old computer lab at school? That I think they're old Macs, like the one where you're this bug, another one where you're this colossal raptor.
With a jetpack.
Nanosaur.
We need to do one of those.
Nanosaur is sweet.
We need to do Nanosaur review.
I fucking love the bug game. Although
Dude, and the bug game too. Yeah, we do totally need to review those.
With
games.
the Purina game, I was kind of hoping it was like animal testing labs, and you had to like manage it because they got in some heat over that a little while.
That would
ago.
be awesome for a simulator.
Yeah, you're like tested on this puppy. Melted face.
Speaking of simulators, that reminds me. Like at school, they had a ant farm simulator. You remember that?
I did.
The
I never
computer
But
played
that
labs?
sounds fucking awesome, and I've been looking for ant sim games.
Dude,
you can't fucking find
there's
them now.
a
I mean, there's
really
fucking goat sim games. Come on,
dude, I actually played that. It's fun.
It's hardly
Anyway,
the same.
Don't you think that like I know there's Ant Sim. Like I know that was a game in the 90s that you can't get a hold of now. That's what that is.
Yeah.
But I would love to play a simulation game based on ants. That would be
Dude,
like my fucking dream.
Ant
or
Sim was sweet.
have a real ant farm. Either way, I get to play God.
just have an ant farm, Joe. You can keep it like on your desk.
You really can't get ant sim anywhere.
No, you can't. I mean, you can buy it, but it's like it's not going to work on your computer now.
You know, I have
there's probably ways that you could
You
do
could probably
it.
do DOSBox with it.
I do have to say another
might
guilty
work.
pleasure is Goat Simulator. The game
Yeah.
with
Did you
no
play
point.
that?
Scrote
Oh
Simulator,
yeah, I love Goat Simulator. It's
I played
man.
it for like probably a half an hour the other day.
Dude,
Yeah.
when I got it, I played it like every day for a month
I played it for about 15
to find
minutes.
out
and I
all
was
the
like,
secrets that
okay.
you can find out, all the secret places you can go. It's awesome.
You know, I would say another guilty pleasure that we all have is Age of Empires 2. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah,
if Caleb.
That's a lot of fun.
Well, I do
How is
enjoy
that a guilty
it, but
pleasure?
yeah, how is
it's
that
not well
guilty?
reviewed. It's got like 60s.
What?
It's clunky as fuck.
It
compared to
is.
fucking
StarCraft.
awesome, though.
Dude, they still host tournaments in that
You've got
game.
people like tripping over each other, and it's clunky.
It is.
I love it though.
It's
I-
fun.
Well, why would you trip over each other? I mean, you should be sitting down at the
Well,
computer, right?
Yes.
What
It's
people
true.
are, what people are
You're-
tripping over each other?
You're
I
trying
really want to know.
Look, we're trying to
No,
make
it's
gaming
like
more
the troops.
healthy.
They like mix with each other and like walk around each other. It's really weird
That's
looking.
it's a
Damn it,
breakout
Craig.
to VR for this game.
Yeah. Oh God, the longbowman run. Got little pain pads, so it like punches you when you get hit. No, I love that game. I love playing against Caleb too because I just bully him. Like I'll see
Yeah, it's way
something,
bad.
I'll see something that I kind of want. And he's got stuff around it, and I just take it. I just
And
take
he
it by
can't do anything. He
force.
can't even do anything to get it back because somehow
No,
Caleb just
because every
shits a crap
time
ton
I
of knights
play,
out.
everybody who is playing goes against me at the same time.
Well, that's because
That's
you're
not
always
true.
like, oh, let's build a wonder, and I'm like, well, I guess I got to go kill Caleb.
I do that after, like later. You were like, you do that shit all the time throughout the game. You'll just like come in,
no,
take
so,
my
yeah,
gold,
Caleb's-
and then frickin' Dwayne will come in, take my gold, and kill your guys.
Yeah, well, I do love the moment where
Yeah,
I,
Caleb starts building. So Caleb Craig starts building a wall around his city.
yeah,
And Caleb's like, "Oh, you're
build
building
a
a
great
wall.
wall."
Oh, you're building a wall. I see. It's time to not have a wall here."
yeah. I was like, I thought we had trust set up here. I thought we believed in each other. This is not trust.
Well, fucking Caleb, whenever he plays that game, he doesn't have like a scout. He has like an army that, is, that just goes.
Yeah, I just get a bunch of paladins, like 30 of them, just go explore. No, it is funny though. There was a time, oh man, I'm like, there's Caleb's Civ. I can see his base, and then there's like a little mining area, and I thought it was his guys mining it, and then I'm like mining down below, and then I look later, and I was like, oh, that's Dwayne. There's me and him just mining in peace right next to each other, right out of Caleb's base, and he can't do anything. It's so good. But that one I would say is kind of a guilty pleasure. I mean, StarCraft is a better game, I would say. But I just don't like it as much. I like the realisticness of Age of Empires. I like having humans.
I sometimes just like, having a Shelby car with 2 twin machine guns mowing.
Yeah. Or the little photon men, the little laser dudes. But the soundtrack to those 2 games, Age of Empires 1 and 2, amazing. Like, there's some great shit in that.
Like the Castlevania theme that they got in there.
We gotta land that again sometime soon.
Shit.
So, anybody play the PC Harry Potter games?
I did.
I didn't play any of the PC ones.
Had Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
I did play a few of the Game Boy ones though.
Because those first 2 movies, right? They had separate licenses per system.
Right, they're all different. Yeah.
So there was a Game Boy Advanced version of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Then there was also one for the PC, and then there was a license for the main
PS2,
consoles.
PS1.
Yeah.
PS1.
I
And
played the
then
PS1
also
version.
a PS1 one. So there was one for PS2 and one for PS1. All different games. I have played all but the PS2 one of Sorcerer's Stone.
Which one did you like the most?
Oh, the PC.
The PC one was good.
Nintendo! Do you remember that shit?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good. The one on PS1 was pretty bad.
It was
I'd
like a
say.
Zelda ripoff where you cast spells at certain parts of like the walls and shit. Sometimes you had to attack little critters. I gotta buy that game. That game must be like nothing used. I gotta get it.
I think I have a copy of the PS1 somewhere.
I have a PS1 one as well.
The controls
that
are
one's really
rough.
easy to get a hold of.
The controls are brutal, but I do kind of like the little. There's like a fucking candle on the floor, and you like pick it up, and you get 10 points for Gryffindor. I'm like, wow, this is. I'm like picking up litter here.
Man, dude, like my childhood memories going back. It's going back to 2001. I need Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I remember the last area in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets was too hard, but there was a text file in the game folder on the PC, and you could change Harry's hit points.
Oh wow!
And so I like made him like a shitload, and then I would never die.
Nice.
And it was fucking sweet. God,
You love that.
yes.
Maybe you got to nominate that.
Maybe I should, dude. We should start nominating bizarre games.
I know we totally should do that.
But the problem is that like whatever game is the least bizarre will probably be the one that wins.
You never know. Maybe our audience
Unless we
hates
go
us.
that bizarre.
Yeah.
Can we go as bizarre as Carnivore's Cityscape?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay. I vaguely know what it is. I know the Carnivores
Wait.
series, and that's
Is it
why
where you're these giant monsters and your whole point is to destroy cities?
No, it's
that's
dinosaurs.
Rampage.
Okay, Rampage is awesome.
Here's
That's a
the
great
thing.
game. Yeah.
There's a series of hunting dinosaur games.
That's not Turok.
And it's called
Oh.
Carnivores. And it's by, I think it's Russian. The names look Russian in the credits. Me and Timo pretty much only played Carnivores and Carnivores Ice Age. That's all we fucking did. Whenever we hung out for like a good 2 years. And, God, it's such a shit-tastic game, though. Now that I'm thinking about it, it would probably be just terrible to play. But it was a legitimate, you just hunt dinosaurs. And
Yeah.
with the first game, there were like weak points. With the other games, it was like if you shoot them enough in a certain spot, they'll probably die anyway, which is good. Because with the first Carnivores, it was like the T-Rex's only weak point is in its eye. You had to shoot directly in its eye in order to kill the T-Rex. And it was like, oh my God! How do you do that? But Carnivore Cityscape, I think another, like Activision or something got a hold of the Carnivores series. So Carnivores, yeah. And then, and they decided, no, we're going to make this a real game. Sort of. It's still a shit-tastic game. But they decided, no. It's right. These people have been going on to this dinosaur-infested planet to hunt things, and now, oh my God, the dinosaurs have come for them, basically. And it's now this, you get these, it's a super like sci-fi, it's still like you just kill dinosaurs on the way through the level. But it's so weird and so different. But I remember playing the game for the first time and going like, this game because I'd been playing shit-tastic computer games, and of course my parents never updated their computer until like 2010 from 1998, which of course was like a good it's a good span of 12 years where the computers were like going way up in quality, and my parents were still stuck behind, and that's the thing. That was my gaming PC.
Yeah, I had AOL for like 10 years.
The game wouldn't work on my computer, and I had to go to my mom's work in order to install this thing on one of the computers at my mom's work and play it. And I just thought it looked amazing. Like, I thought it was the best looking game in the planet. Now, look up Carnivore Cityscape, and you will see it is not the best looking game on the planet. I would say the same for Enter the Matrix, which is also a guilty pleasure of mine. You've opened up a whole thing for me, Schweiss, of guilty pleasures.
This is Joe's
Really old, shitty computer games.
Yeah, dude, I didn't have consoles, and I had that shit-tastic computer. What the fuck was I gonna play?
I don't know, man.
Dude, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was a laggy motherfucker as well. So it wasn't like I played that thing easy. It was like frame skipping the entire time. Yeah, welcome to my life. Anybody else have any guilty pleasures?
Oh man, I don't know.
So we opening up to everything now?
No, just video
you.
games.
Just Cam.
Oh, okay.
So try to limit it to video games.
That's kind of a game, right?
No.
All right. Well, if that's it for that, let's get to some news.
All right, so a bit of news that I have. Blizzard.
There it is.
What?
Nothing.
You fucking asshole. Okay.
Make fun of your nervous laugh. Nah.
Fuck you guys.
Like I tell you, we did have a LAN party, all of us together, and just record it so we could get all of our exclamations.
Dude.
Mine are the best, though. That's all you want.
Yeah, I know. That's what we want.
we cut the chit chat a-hole.
Okay. So anyway, okay, you know what? Fuck you guys. Just don't do it. Just hold back the laughter for like 1 second, okay?
Just go into it. No, okay. Just start. Just start. You can do it.
I can't fucking do it. Okay. All right. So Nintendo has announced that they are going to talk about more than just the Zelda game at E3, which is
They're going to talk
from,
about games.
Yeah, they originally
guys.
planned that the
Big news for Nintendo. We are going to talk about other games.
yeah they announced that they were only going to show Zelda at E3, but
Yeah, that's true.
now they're doing more stuff.
We've allowed our employees to talk about more than just Zelda.
Yes.
That's what that news sounds like.
That is a good thing because Nintendo has been sucking ass lately.
Yeah, well, they haven't been utilizing their core product base. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they haven't been.
I'm not going to say shit because I got burned on a stream the other day. Someone's like, this guy said Nintendo recycles games. I'm like, yeah, I did say that. I'm like, it's kind of true, but and then he's like, he also said Mario doesn't have a story. And I know you're listening, and I'm not mad about it, but I remember what I said about Mario, and it was that the reason I didn't review it or choose it as a game to review, what the fuck are you doing? That's mine.
Stop it, Cape Game.
The reason I didn't choose it as a game to review was because it didn't have a story necessarily, and it would have made it harder for our rubric to grade. It's not that it needs a story to be a game that's worth playing. It's that I didn't know how we should adjust the rubric. But now we can.
If you got a game, if we review a game that is not a story-based game,
we can change it up.
You can just
specifically
get rid of that. You can get rid of that part of the
we
rubric.
can add something else.
Or just take it
you
out.
can just get rid of that part of the rubric, and you can do some fractions and figure out what the.
Yeah, we'll just round. We'll
It's
round
okay.
it up.
I'll do it for you.
Good.
So yeah, I want to say that before we go into the Nintendo thing, and I'm just gonna be. You can go off on Nintendo if you want. I'm sitting this one out.
Most Nintendo fans are pretty mad at Nintendo for not giving enough support to the Wii U. They just kind of dropped it after its release. Basically, they gave us fucking Smash Bros. And then they were like, "All right, we're done. That's it."
If you were Nintendo, what would you do
If I were Nintendo
about release stuff?
for releasing things,
What's the biggest franchises for Nintendo?
the biggest franchises for Nintendo are Mario, Pokemon, Legend of Zelda, the Samus games. All of those,
Metroid.
like all their Metroid, like all their really big games, and they don't ever release those.
And they
anymore.
make those. They make the Metroid?
Yeah, they make their own games.
Yeah.
All right. So if I were Nintendo, I would be like, okay, once a year we got to have our mega game. So we got to have Super Mario Kart one year. We got to have Metroid, whatever the fuck, another year, and then our one Zelda game per system. And you're looking at like a 5 or 6 year run, and then the next system comes out, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Wouldn't
yeah.
you want to like sort of have your company kind of going through that always once a year having a big
They gotta
payout?
have something because they don't have third party support.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
without
bad.
third party support, they gotta be pushing out their own games, which they have not been doing.
I think probably, what might be keeping them alive is the classic games that people can buy on the Wii Store.
That's probably
That's
it,
probably
yeah.
the thing that's keeping them alive. It's no upkeep, $10 for classic N64 games and shit
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, 10
the
plus.
re-release of the Pokemon Yellow, Red, and Blue gave them a
Exactly.
shitload of money.
There you go. So it's not always dumb what they're doing.
No, but not releasing newer games, which is what people want.
They are
is
they are
dumb.
resting upon their laurels though with all that shit. They're not
Yeah.
they're not putting out new stuff. And it can be new stuff of the old stuff. Like you said, Schweiss, it can be recycled games.
Yeah.
Just something sort of new.
as long as it's fun.
A new
It's-
spin-off, right? Yeah.
we
And
did
then-
get the new Mario Kart at least.
Yeah, we did.
We got
New
a new
Mario
Smash
Kart.
Bros.
I
right?
hate it, but we
New
got
Smash
it.
Bros, yeah. They also released a new Star Fox, but apparently it hasn't been doing that well, and it was shat on by critics. So
Yes, the
I
proper conjugation is shat.
yeah, shat. Yes.
Shat.
And then they also dropped the ball with like the whole Wii U thing, like the console costing more than basically they were getting from it, and then
What the fuck is wrong with
they
it?
just were like, oh yeah, well, we're making a new console now.
Nintendo knew what they were doing with the Wii, right? They made
Yeah.
a gimmick thing, right? Their gimmick was that you will lose weight by playing by playing this video game. Parents, don't be concerned. They're not going to be sitting down with the remote. They're going to be sitting
Standing
down
up.
or standing up, but at least moving their arms in
Yeah,
weird
they-
motion.
Smacking their
You know,
brother on
and
accident this time.
And then
the
being like,
motion
fuck
control,
this, I'm buying the classic control.
Yeah, the motion control stuff like also spawned it for like PlayStation and then Xbox doing the
Yeah.
Kinect thing.
And they were not nearly as successful as
No.
as Wii was. And so it's like you can either keep going with that gimmick, which is a decent gimmick based upon your 60 million sales of the Wii, or you can 60 million or something. I'm sure I'm wrong, and I'm sure Schweiss is going to look it up here.
Oh, it's way more than that.
Oh, is it way more?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Wii is pretty big.
Okay. Either way, like you could keep going with that and make the Wii 2 with like better graphics and like kind of different sort of handles,
Well, that's what the Wii U was the Wii 2, basically. Because it still uses the Wiimotes, and then it has that
101 million.
thing with the screen.
And I think Xbox and PS3 were 40 or 50 from last time I checked. It's been a little while since I looked, but it's double, I think.
It was the biggest one.
Well,
I
the
think.
thing that I have a problem with the Wii U as far as like Nintendo selling it to me is that it's not really anything new. It
wasn't
this
really
thing.
Yeah.
This big squared, unfriendly looking controller that frankly looks like just a big DS. So like, why not just play the DS? Like
Yeah, I
it's
don't
that
know.
sort of mindset. I think that may be sort of poisoning that console. It's not a bad console though. Like
No,
frankly.
it's pretty good, but like the lack of games on it and stuff is just hurting it really bad.
I don't know
And
why
then
you-
the announcement of a new system.
Yeah, quick correction though. It's not 50 million for the other two. It's actually 84 for Xbox and 80 for PS3. So they did catch up near the end, but in the beginning it was Wii everywhere. No one could get one. You remember that? It was
I
like
do remember
months
it was
out
like
for
sold
getting a
out
Wii.
like every Christmas too.
Yeah, just nothing. No Wii's to be had, and it's big, man. And the Wii U is just so not. Like it's just the complete opposite.
It is,
And you're the
yeah.
only one that owns one, so I mean,
Well, Dylan has one too, but yeah,
only
out of
one.
the four of us, I'm the only one.
yeah.
So what do you think about your Wii U console?
Honestly, it was kind of a waste.
I told you.
Well,
I warned you.
I do like having Mario Kart and Smash Bros. Those are two big games, and then I have like the a couple Legend of Zelda games, but they didn't bring out enough games for the system for it to be worth it.
That's fucking lame.
It is.
It's fucking lame. They should have kept with... If they were going to upgrade the Wii, they would have done the nunchuck thing still, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe make a smaller, sleeker console instead of what...
Smaller than it already is.
It's a good-looking console, but like that square-ass controller is, I think, their biggest problem. I know it costs like a shitload of money to make those things.
That thing, I think, cost half of what the console did. So
investment well worth it.
Yeah,
I would also
especially
say
when it doesn't really need it.
Yeah, that's just not good. It's just another DS.
Yeah. Well,
Pretty
it's
much.
a big ass DS.
Yeah.
Makes Caleb's hands look even smaller.
Here, let's put this super expensive controller in the hands of children.
All right, and so the other bit of news that I have is that Blizzard has dropped the ban hammer on all people, on a bunch of cheaters for Overwatch, banning like thousands of accounts.
For Overwatch?
Yeah.
What were they doing?
I think it was permabans too, so no more Overwatch for those people.
What were they doing?
I have no idea. It just said that they were cheating. So they must have like hacked it somehow, and then Blizzard was like, nope.
Yeah. Has anyone played Overwatch here yet?
Just Caleb.
Just me.
Just you? How is it?
It's fun.
Is it?
Yeah. I want all of you guys to get it. I only have like a few of the listeners playing. I've only been playing with Bill Mardigan. Bandrum said that he was going to get it. I don't know if he has yet, but
Yeah.
Caleb's going to convince us to buy it, but then we don't play it.
Yeah. No, you got to buy it for me, and then I won't play it.
yeah, that's how it has been working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played 14 though.
Yeah,
So-
finally.
I did buy
'Cause
my
you
own
had to.
copy, but still, I can always go back to PC.
That's too bad. You should join us for 11, Caleb Craig. You've
I'm
got
thinking-
like a week.
I'm thinking about it, but my computer, I don't know if I can take it.
Oh, it can take it, dude. Come on, it's old.
My
as-
laptop?
Your computer can take it.
My PC can, but it's been having problems, and I don't know. I'll have to have
The
it.
game came
looked
out in
at.
2003 and was not exactly at the graphical peak of 2003.
I would check it. I would check the specs on your laptop and check the specs for 11. You might be able to.
It might be able to. I'll look at it.
You're probably gonna cry for the first 4 hours of it, though. It's painful. It's
Is it?
hard to. It's rough to get into. But
The learning
I
curve.
was almost done with the show. I was like, I can't. I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to stream this thing. I look like an asshole just on this site, like just hanging out, not really knowing how to.
Then he
equip a
realized the
weapon.
camera was down his pants.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
okay.
the live stream. God, I look like such an asshole.
That's gross. Ring of water around it and everything.
All right, so the last thing is that VR porn is going to be at E3.
Oh my God!
Yeah. What? Yeah. Tech demos.
We're going, man. Have you seen that little Asian or Japanese package that they had? That's like got the stimulating stuffs.
The force feedback stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, the what?
Okay, so basically they built this system that would essentially bounce up and down on your dick to simulate that experience while you're watching the porn.
This
Yeah.
is my last episode.
Yeah.
Sorry, are they just going to have like 9 of those things at E3 and everybody's just going to be like...
Yeah, they gotta be
get
cleaning
behind
those
the
things
curtain and, like,
constantly.
Yeah. They're gonna have to.
whatever sound they make.
I don't know.
Everyone's gonna have to wear like a mask so that we don't know who's there.
Yeah, they gotta wipe. Yeah, they gotta clean it in front of everybody though, so that we all feel safe about it. Just like opening it up.
Oh no!
And then just they spray some Windex and wipe it down.
Oh Jesus.
No, they'll probably hand out free condoms.
That's
It's
Makes it the cleanup a little
so.
bit quicker.
We're going to E3 then. Is that what you're saying? The announcement here.
If our show was a little bigger, we could probably get away with press passes. Of course, the Final Fantasy event it's not E3 though. What we went to with the FF14 convention.
No, it's
the fan fest.
I wonder if they'll let us in for free again. They should.
I think there is a place to register as press on the thing, and we should just do that to make sure that we don't go down there and
then just
are turned
be
away this
weird
year.
again.
Well, if we wouldn't leave. We'd just buy the tickets. But I would be irate. I'd be like, look, man, we're like number 4 online, and number 2 of them aren't even really like
podcasts.
there.
Yeah, they're dead.
Yeah, so fuck that.
All right. So we have decided to do some formatting changes to our show. We're looking for kind of a sleeker show, more at the 1.5 mark instead of the 2.5 hour mark for our stuff,
Yeah.
which is too bad because I feel like the long form comedy is kind of my thing, but it's not everybody else's thing. And I think when people look at the 2-hour episodes, they go, not now.
I wonder if they missed the 40 minutes of Hog.
Yeah, either 40 minutes of Hog or 30 minutes of
We
Joe.
will have an update to the Hog at some point here
Yeah.
soon.
Okay.
Life Hog.
But in place of getting fat, we're just going to have a few minutes where we can talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. If we've decided that we should bring anything up. One thing I would like to bring up is that Warcraft, the movie, currently stands, now the movie is not released yet, so these are not the official figures for Rotten Tomatoes, currently stands at 23%.
Oh! Sounds like a Schweiss victory to me.
What did I say was?
I put 15 as mine. You guys were all on the 50s.
Oh yeah,
guys had such
No, I
range.
think
trying
I
to
said
be
30. I
optimistic.
think I said 30 for Warcraft, but then for Assassin's Creed I said 50.
I saw Warcraft and it was up there.
It's
Did we
written
write down our
It's
stuff?
written
Yeah, it's in
down.
here.
Oh yeah, let's find it out.
Look at it.
We can look at it. We can look at it when the official score comes out.
Is the official
Okay.
score the critic reviews or the?
Yeah,
It's
it's
the critic.
it's early reviews, which are
Early-
normally
early critic
easier
reviews.
going
yeah,
than
but
others.
Schweiss I think was at the lowest at like 15.
Yeah, I had
Okay.
no faith. Joe did make me a little concerned last time,
I was
saying that the director
director?
has done good movies before, or
he's
a
done
good movie.
2 very good movies.
Well,
I would say.
I mean, the
It might
critics.
just be really hard to translate that.
Yeah, no, but if you think about it, are the critics the one playing the game? So they probably don't understand. We should see what the audience score is on this thing. The audience score needs to be what counts because he's peddling to a specific crowd that the critics might not be a
someday
part
in the
of.
future, we might start counting audience score as a separate score.
Yeah,
But for now, it's critic score.
it was straight up. We could do both, though. I say we do both next
I'm
time.
just saying, like with these video
Next
games,
movie.
there's a very it's cliquish.
I think
there's
Angry
a video game
Birds
crowd.
Angry Birds did well. Speaking of video game movies,
For money.
That's not like a video game hardcore video gamers play. That's
No.
for children.
Bill Hader was in that movie.
thanks for
So
sharing.
we're talking about
Bill Hader.
we're talking about these people who are Warcraft fanatics who are not necessarily movie critic reviewers.
But it wasn't David Hader. Girdle. No, there's another thing. Speaking of movies, Joe and I found this sweet little. Me and some of the guys at work found this little game that's basically fantasy football, but fantasy movies instead. So we're going to be paying a lot more attention to box office numbers because you get like 8 theaters. And you get a certain budget that you get. It's like $100 million, and certain films cost a certain amount. So TMNT, the movie that's probably not going to do as well as I hope it will, just for that, costs $750 or like 75% of your total budget, and then the rest of the theaters you have to try to fill with other movies. So it's just really cool.
So basically, one large budget film, and then you try to make up all those different.
Either that, or some of the other guys at work did like a bunch of Captain Americas, like 4 of them, because they're medium range, and they'll pull it in, and they're able to have another larger movie that's not the biggest movie. So it's honestly, I think it's going to be find the one that does second best that isn't going to be as expensive. So cost efficiency is something that's really interesting. It's really I
was
think I'm gonna
totally
lose.
confused when I put my movies up, and I feel like I want to redo, but it's too late now.
You can't do that.
It's too late now. Do you guys have anything to share?
No.
Okay, Cameron.
No, not really.
All right.
Well, I am getting a new phone. I don't know if that's interesting, if that's fat material.
Do you want to give me your other one?
If you want a phone that randomly turns off all the time and just randomly has no service and just
How much would it
annoys
cost
the
to get it repaired?
Oh, it's an iPhone 5 that I've had for 2 years.
So just as much to buy a new one.
Oh, by the way, though, real quick, for all you guys who are interested in playing this game, it is on fantasymovieleague.com. And we do have a league up. If you want to shoot us a message on the forums, I wouldn't mind inviting some listeners. I know there's a lot of people that are really into movies, so
Oh yeah.
you could do that. You can create your own. You could do whatever. So.
You know, when Caleb told me about this, I was like, you know what? It'd be really sweet if they had one of these that was like video games,
Yeah.
doing like projecting video game sales or scores.
But
That
there
would be
is
sweet.
there is no cost collector agency when it comes to video game sales.
It's not as they
Yeah, I
don't look
guess
into it
that's
as
true.
much. Like a lot of the numbers I see for console sales are like a couple years old. So it's like, fuck, I don't actually know how many they've sold because they don't care. It's a different industry, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's too bad, but that would be sweet.
Oh, that would be
Different beast.
awesome for Nude Clan.
Yeah, it would.
But would it be as awesome as our retail store?
No.
No.
All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for this episode, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
So make sure you guys join us next time. You can go to facebook.com/Nude Clan Podcast. Talk to us there. That's NEWD for Facebook anyway. You can go to twitch.tv/Nude Clan Gaming. See us play the games live. Except for Rocksmith.
Yeah,
who,
we can't.
I can't get it on the PC to work for more than 5 minutes, and then the PS4, unless you're doing the lessons, cuts off because of
content.
Yeah,
of content.
and I'm not fucking doing lessons with people watching me. That shit's not happening. I suck.
Yeah, that's
too
it's
bad
super
for that.
boring. I had one person watch me, and he just like said, "Oh, Rocksmith," and he left like 5 minutes later.
He's like,
He had seen enough.
and it's like, sorry, dude, I can't do the fun stuff. It won't let me.
You can go to nudeclanpodcast@gmail.com. You can just send us an email there. Nudeclan.net is where you can find everything. That currently takes you over to ultimafinalfantasy.com, but we're going to be working on websites here in the next few months, I think. You can tweet me at Joseph DeGolier.
Me at Obsidian Bar.
Me at Nude Clan Cam.
And me at UFF Podcast.
Make sure to check out our other shows. Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy Podcast. The Godzilla Podcast is also amazing and super sexy swinging fan fiction. Where there is a Bill Clinton slash
SpongeBob
SquarePants episode out for you guys.
It's titled Holes. It's amazing. Explore them all with us, please.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Enjoy the nude.
May the list go on.
Live always in the nude.
Fuck off.
Yeah!